The night sky over Haifa Bay lit up with streaks of fire, a sight that has become all too familiar in recent days. The once peaceful skyline now serves as a grim reminder of the ongoing conflict. A barrage of rockets, a staggering 230 in total, rained down on the Israeli city. Each rocket, a harbinger of destruction, added to the growing sense of dread among the residents. This massive attack marked a significant escalation in the ongoing conflict. The sheer scale and intensity of the assault were unlike anything the city had experienced before, leaving the citizens in a state of shock and disbelief. While the majority of the rockets were intercepted by Israel's advanced defense systems, a chilling 90 managed to penetrate the defenses. Each successful interception was a moment of relief, but the ones that got through brought devastation. They hit their targets, striking fear and chaos into the heart of the city. The explosions reverberated through the streets, shattering windows and sending debris flying. The once bustling urban areas were now scenes of panic and destruction. This wasn't just a random attack. The precision and coordination of the strikes indicated a well-planned assault. The rockets were aimed with a purpose. Each strike seemed to be meticulously calculated to inflict maximum damage and disruption. Key infrastructure, including the bustling Haifa port and vital industrial zones, became targets. The port, a crucial hub for trade and commerce, was hit hard, disrupting the flow of goods and services. The intent was clear: to cripple Israel's economic and strategic lifelines. By targeting these critical areas, the attackers aimed to weaken the city's ability to function and recover. The impact on the local economy was immediate and severe, with businesses shutting down and supply chains disrupted. Emergency services were stretched to their limits, responding to multiple incidents across the city. Firefighters battled blazes while medics tended to the injured, working tirelessly to save lives and restore some semblance of order. Residents sought shelter wherever they could, with families huddling in bomb shelters, praying for the safety of their loved ones. The sense of community was strong, but so was the fear and uncertainty. In the aftermath, the city began the arduous task of rebuilding. The resilience of Haifa's residents shone through as they came together to repair the damage and support one another. The road to recovery would be long, but the spirit of the city remained unbroken. The international community responded with offers of aid and support, recognizing the severity of the situation. Humanitarian organizations mobilized to provide assistance, bringing much-needed relief to the beleaguered city. Amidst the destruction, there was hope. The solidarity and determination of Haifa's residents, combined with the support from around the world, provided a glimmer of light in these dark times. The city would endure and its people would rebuild, stronger than ever before. The response from the Israeli military was swift and decisive. As sirens wailed and the sky blazed, Israeli Defense Forces, IDF, moved into action. Their target? The source of the rocket fire. The IDF, in their official statement, claimed to have successfully neutralized the launching platform. They released footage showing the targeted site being obliterated in a fiery explosion. The message was unmistakable. Israel would not hesitate to strike back and strike back hard. However, a discrepancy emerged in the reported numbers. While the IDF claimed to have destroyed all 230 rockets, independent sources reported that only 90 rockets actually hit Haifa. This discrepancy raises questions about the true scale of the attack and the effectiveness of Israel's response. Was this an attempt to downplay the effectiveness of the enemy's attack, or were there other factors at play? Understanding the truth behind these numbers is crucial to understanding the evolving tactics of this conflict. The sheer volume of rockets launched in this attack, 230 in total, represents a significant escalation. This number is not just a statistic, it is a stark indicator of the intensifying conflict. Each rocket represents a potential threat to lives and infrastructure, a harbinger of the chaos that follows such massive assaults. The scale of this attack is unprecedented, marking a new chapter in the ongoing hostilities. This is not just a jump in numbers, but a leap in strategy. The coordination required to launch such a large number of rockets simultaneously suggests meticulous planning and execution. Military strategists are now faced with the challenge of adapting to this new level of warfare. The enemy's ability to synchronize their attacks on such a scale indicates a sophisticated command structure and a deep understanding of tactical warfare. Previous engagements saw a maximum of around 100 rockets launched at a time. These earlier attacks, while significant, pale in comparison to the current onslaught. The historical context shows a clear pattern of escalation, with each subsequent attack increasing in both frequency and intensity. This timeline of aggression highlights the growing capabilities and ambitions of the adversary. This latest attack signifies a disturbing trend, a willingness to use overwhelming force, pushing the limits of Israeli defenses. The night sky, lit up by the relentless rocket fire, serves as a grim reminder of the ever-present threat. The Israeli missile defense system, though advanced, is being tested to its limits. The aftermath of such attacks leaves a trail of destruction, with damaged buildings and infrastructure bearing the scars of conflict. This new reality has serious implications. Emergency response teams are now on high alert, ready to spring into action at a moment's notice. The somber cityscape, marked by the aftermath of the attacks, reflects the heavy toll on civilian life. News anchors discuss the evolving situation, highlighting the urgent need for a comprehensive response to this escalating threat. It suggests a well-supplied and coordinated enemy, capable of launching larger and more frequent attacks. The stockpiles of rockets and weapons indicate a significant investment in military resources. Coordinated military exercises demonstrate the enemy's preparedness and strategic planning. Satellite images reveal the positioning and movements of enemy forces, providing crucial intelligence for defense planning. This escalation demands a re-evaluation of the situation, a recognition of the growing threat, and a recalibration of defense strategies. Military officials are now engaged in strategic meetings, discussing the necessary upgrades to defense systems. News reports highlight the changing defense policies, reflecting the need for a dynamic and responsive approach to this evolving threat. The path forward requires not only technological advancements, but also a deeper understanding of the enemy's capabilities and intentions. The recent attack on Haifa put Israel's multi-layered defense system to the test, particularly the renowned Iron Dome. This system, designed to intercept short-range rockets and artillery shells, has been hailed as a technological marvel, boasting a high success rate in previous conflicts. However, the fact that 90 rockets managed to penetrate this sophisticated defense system raises concerns. Was this a failure of the system or simply a reflection of the overwhelming scale of the attack? Regardless, the events at Haifa highlight the need for continuous adaptation and improvement of defense mechanisms. Section 6. Strategic Strikes, Naval Base and Beyond. The choice of targets in the recent attack underscores a chilling shift in strategy. Haifa, a bustling port city, houses a critical naval base, the heart of Israel's maritime defense. The industrial zones, targeted alongside the base, represent the economic engine of the region. This wasn't just about inflicting damage, it was about crippling Israel's ability to defend itself and sustain its economy. The targeting of these strategic locations points to a chilling calculation, a desire to strike at the very core of Israel's security and prosperity. Section 7. Casualties and Consequences. While the Iron Dome system managed to intercept a significant number of rockets, the 90 that got through left a trail of devastation in their wake. Reports from Haifa paint a grim picture: damaged buildings, smoldering craters, and, tragically, casualties. The human cost of conflict is always the most devastating. Each rocket that penetrates defenses represents a potential loss of life, a shattered family, a community in mourning. Section 8. The Bigger Picture, Shifting Tactics and Strategies. The recent attack on Haifa, with its unprecedented number of rockets and strategic choice of targets, marks a turning point. This attack was not just another incident in a long history of conflict. It was a deliberate and calculated move designed to send a clear message. The sheer scale and precision of the attack indicate a significant shift in tactics and strategies. This is no longer about isolated skirmishes, but a calculated escalation. The conflict has evolved from sporadic clashes to a more organized and strategic confrontation. The use of advanced technology and coordinated attacks suggests a new level of planning and execution. This escalation is not just about the number of rockets fired, but about the intent behind them. It points to a new phase in the conflict, one marked by a willingness to utilize increasingly sophisticated weaponry and tactics. The deployment of advanced rocket systems and modern military tactics indicates a readiness to engage in a prolonged and intense conflict. This new phase is characterized by a higher level of sophistication and a greater potential for widespread destruction. This escalation demands a response, not just in terms of military action, but also in the realm of diplomacy and international cooperation. The international community must come together to address the root causes of the conflict and work towards a sustainable solution. Diplomatic efforts and international cooperation are crucial in preventing further escalation and finding a path to peace. The world cannot stand idly by as the situation spirals further out of control. Global leaders must take decisive action to de-escalate the conflict and prevent further loss of life. The international community has a responsibility to intervene and support efforts to bring about a peaceful resolution. The stakes are too high for inaction, and the consequences of continued escalation could be catastrophic. Section 9. The uncertain future. As the smoke clears over Haifa, the questions linger. What does this escalation mean for the future of the region? Will it lead to further retaliation and a descent into even greater violence? Or can this crisis serve as a wake-up call, a catalyst for renewed diplomatic efforts? One thing is certain, the path ahead is fraught with danger. The world watches with bated breath, hoping for a peaceful resolution, but bracing for the possibility of further conflict.